To begin, I would like to acknowledge that the land on which I am on today is located on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe Nation. I also acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of all Indigenous peoples. We would like to encourage you to also take a moment to acknowledge the land that you are on. Thank you so much for joining us today for this exciting event. Part of my role at Startup Canada is connecting with entrepreneurs and private and public sector leaders, not only nationally, but internationally, to discuss the ways in which entrepreneurs can be better supported. 3 years ago, I had the distinct pleasure of attending the first Canadian Women's Leader mission to Israel, and I was able to meet some incredible women, many of whom I now call friends. Last year, I was fortunate enough to connect with the Embassy of Israel here in Ottawa, and because of that connection, forged new friendships with the incredible entrepreneurs from both Canada and Israel. Now, being a female entrepreneur, I can speak organically to the disproportionate impact and effect COVID-19 has had on women. It has not been easy, but I think all of us here today can agree. Women entrepreneurs are brave, we are tenacious, we are resilient, and we are leaders. But in order for us to address the hurdles and barriers we face, we must be vocal. We must speak our minds. We must partner with like-minded women internationally, and we must ensure that we innovate to ensure these hurdles and barriers are reduced. Now, the strong bilateral relationship between Canada and Israel, especially with reference to SIFTA's Trade and Gender chapter, acknowledges the importance of incorporating a gender perspective into economic and trade issues. And it is of utmost importance if we want to cultivate an environment for women to be represented in decision-making and positions of authority in the public and private sector. This Trade and Gender chapter in the SIFTA agreement provided a beautiful platform for this partnership between Startup Canada and the Embassy of Israel to unfold. Last year, we launched phase 1 of this project, where we engaged and consulted with women entrepreneurs from both Canada and Israel over the course of 5 months. Collectively, the participants identified barriers to supporting women entrepreneurs in both countries and strategies and solutions to reduce those barriers. I encourage all of you tuning in today to take a look at the final report, which is available on our website, www.startupcan.ca, under the Research Publications section. Now, one of the solutions that was tabled in our final report was a Canada-Israel joint pitch competition for women entrepreneurs to showcase what and how Canada and Israel are doing to support the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, with prizes including flexible funding. Phase 2 of this project is putting this recommendation into action, and that is why we are here today. Shortly, you will be introduced to our fantastic judges, many of whom participated in phase 1 of the project. But prior to turning the screen over to our host, I am absolutely delighted to introduce you to Jonathan Ehrlich, Economic and Trade Advisor at the Embassy of Israel, who is a key champion of this partnership. Without his support, none of this would be possible. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I'll now turn the virtual stage over to you.
Thank you, Natasha. I really appreciate this warm welcome. Thank you, Kayla. So my name is Jonathan Ehrlich. I'm the Economy and Trade Advisor here at the Israeli Embassy in Ottawa. May 2021 brought with it excellent news to the world of startups in Israel, with capital raising of 10 startups set by co-founding women with a total fundraising of about $565 million. A third of this month's total fundraising that range between $6.5 and $70 million. These companies are not alone. These optimistic news were joined by the announcement by American retail giant Walmart that it had acquired the Israeli startup company Zikit, which was founded by co-founder Yael Weisel. That week, we were also informed of the birth of another Israeli unicorn, Sunbeat, founded by Oranit Maisel. The latter joins Einat Gaz, CEO and co-founder of Papaya Global, who was the first woman to head Unicorn in Israel, just last March. There's a women's scene in Startup Nation, and it's only getting stronger. Much has been written about the low rate of startups in women leadership in Israel, in particular, and in the world in general, and various reasons have been raised for the phenomenon, along with many suggestions for improvement. The solution seems to be here. The more successful startups in women leadership, the more investor confidence in startup women will increase, and more women will be able to raise funds for ventures in their leadership. And more importantly, more women will see that they can do it and dare. The question is how to preserve what happened in the month of May. and turn it into a stable phenomenon? How do you get women startup to become 50% of the startups in the startup nation? The answer is strengthen the status of women entrepreneurs. It will bring about even more significant and substantial change and pave the way for women who want to enter the even more closed male circle of the venture capital investor club, where the air is very sparse with an almost zero female attendance rate. This answer is further reinforced by the result of the joint report prepared by women entrepreneurs from Canada and Israel led by Startup Canada and the Embassy of Israel. In the report, they noted that access to capital is one of the components that constitutes a barrier against more women entrepreneurs entering the startup world. In addition, there isn't a day that we do not receive a reminder of the enormous damage we are causing to the environment and the consequences of this damage on us, ranging from floods, fires, and global warming. Therefore, in order to be the ones who walk the walk and not just talk the talk, together with Startup Canada, we decided to launch this competition that tackles, in a small scale, the issue of funding for women entrepreneurship and also address the global change challenges we face. I want to thank Startup Canada for leading this important project and for being such an amazing partner to work with. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. We sincerely appreciate all that you do and your commitment to this project. I would now like to turn the virtual screen over to the fabulous CEO of Startup Canada, Kayla Isabel, who is truly one of the most inspiring and passionate leaders I have ever had the privilege of knowing. Over to you, Kayla.
Thank you so much, Natasha. I am so delighted to be here, both as moderator and judge today. So you're going to be hearing my voice consistently throughout today's session, really trying to listen to the stories of all these incredible women from both Canada and Israel that are joined here today on the virtual stage. COVID has had really tremendous impacts on women entrepreneurs in particular, but one silver lining is that we can, really connect virtually and bring together and bridge these groups of women entrepreneurs virtually here today. So I'm very grateful for that. So audience, let's run through a quick run of shows so you understand what to expect from engaging in today's session. Each pitcher is going to have 90 seconds to pitch. We understand this is a tall order. 90 seconds is very challenging to cram, all of these great elements of your business into, but we think that our pitchers today are definitely up for the challenge. Then we will be followed by about 2 to 3 minutes of judge feedback. So I'll introduce the judges momentarily, but we will be opening the floor to really provide advice and key questions that could help some of these pitchers as they navigate other pitches that they might be doing in the future. I will be moderating the judges' feedback, so judges wait for my cue as we navigate through those feedback elements, and I will be the timekeeper of today's session as well, so I'll keep everything running smoothly from a time perspective. During the pitches, the judges are also going to be filling out detailed adjudication forms. So judges, please check out the Zoom chat function and the prep emails as well, so that we can get those pieces of data in real time. At the end of the session, we will then announce who are going to win the 4 $2,000 Canadian prizes. So pitchers, you'll find out at the end of today if you're bringing home some of those cash prizes. A final reminder to the judges and for our audience's background that we are adjudicating on the following. We're looking at target market, problem and solution, leadership and team, competition and traction, and most notably, social impact. How is your business solving one of our bold SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals that have been outlined by the UN? Both Canadian and Israeli women entrepreneurs have an incredible role to play here. So we'll be looking for how you're making a bold shift in mitigating some of the challenges that have been identified in those SDGs. Quick reminder that the top 4 women will be receiving prize funding of $2,000 cash each. So we'll be writing those checks right after today's session. Now, I am so honored to introduce our judges for today. So I'll actually pass the virtual stage over to them to do quick intros and give a bit of a background of where they're coming from and what they do in their day-to-day as incredible leaders. Tali, let's start with you over in Israel.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Tali Schaefer. Indeed, I'm from Israel. My day-to-day work is from the Tel Aviv Sourasky Medical Center. I'm the co-founder and the leader of Adir O. In the oncology division, we are focusing on R&D and innovation, and I'm wishing you lots of good luck.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tally. Let's go back over through the Canadian border. Melanie, over to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melanie. Very excited to be here. I'm one of the managing partners at Volition, where we build connectivity, knowledge, and global startup ecosystems. So I'm joining you here today from Montreal. A lot of my team are over on the west coast of Canada, but we do work with startups and incredible organizing our ecosystem partners like Startup Canada from across North America, Europe, and beyond, which is really exciting. So I see some familiar faces, but also excited to meet new people here today. And I will echo Tally's sentiment of good luck.
Amazing. And I'm Kayla Isabel, CEO here at Startup Canada. We do a lot of pitch competitions through our community. So I'm so excited to see the perspectives of Israeli women in particular and some of the bold businesses our Canadian women entrepreneurs are building. So I will also be one of the judges. And then fourth, Tamar Shapira, who is the CEO and co-founder of Sense IT, will be joining us very shortly. So she will be our fourth judge joining us from Israel. Thank you again, judges, for carving out time in your very busy schedules to connect with our women entrepreneurs today. So thank you all of our listeners tuning in. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, across all of our social platforms. Make some noise for these pitchers. We will be giving you more information about their various businesses, how you might be able to connect with them, and support these incredible women entrepreneurs. You have a lot of power in just championing those businesses through your purchasing power, or just saying great job. And I look forward to hearing more. So keep that energy up to our listeners. So and I was just going to mention, we are now going to be recording the pitches of the day so that we can have these archived and shared to our network moving forward. So without further ado, let's jump into these incredible pitches and hear all about these businesses. Ronnie Mayer from Hotel O, you are going to be up first.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be opening for this really esteemed group. I want to start by saying that, we've all been home and stuck because of lockdowns and pandemics and everything. And e-commerce has really boomed. And I'm a mom of 4 kids. And I know that we've done lots of online shopping. And we've also done a whole ton of online returning. 30% of everything that we buy is actually returned. And this is a $700 billion problem. But that's not the entire problem, because what happens when we return items, 50% is trashed. This is untenable and unsustainable. So we tackle SDGs 8, 9, and 11 and 12 to create a circularity solution in which we look at every return. We calculate what the best and most optimal route is for this return. And then we enable these returns to be routed to local offline stores where we drive traffic to businesses that are currently struggling with footfall. And we enable these returns to be inspected and resold locally. No reverse logistics, no carbon emissions, no packaging, just a resale of a great unused item for the shoppers, and a same-day refund for me and you, which when you have 4 children, that's extremely, extremely significant. We're live, we're generating revenue. We've processed over 200,000 returns as we speak, and our competitors are mostly in the logistics space. So we are SaaS B2B platform without a warehouse and without a truck. We're thrilled to be represented here in this competition, and we're thrilled to be doing something great for the bottom line and for the planet. Thank you guys so very much for having me, and return it forward.
I love it. Amazing. Congratulations for kicking us off. That is the hardest slot of all. So thank you for bringing so much energy to that first pitch. Let's kick off with some feedback or questions from Tali. Over to you first. And you might have to unmute very quickly.
Yeah, and I'm fulfilling in between the form as well. So
It's tough.
I multitask, but with a limit. So my question is, what is your difference between you and your competitors? It was a little bit unclear from my side. Mm-hmm. And, not each solution fits to all of us. So is your solution is agile? Can I do variable, returns, or if I don't want to sell or maybe trade or something. But it's a real good idea, and I have a lot of things stuck here. And sometimes I don't even have the power to return it, unfortunately.
Yep.
My kids even, the one problem that we have because of the barriers and the quarantine is that until the shops are coming, the kids grew up, you know, it's even 1 month or 2 months later. So it's
Absolutely.
one of the problems.
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for the question, because you've given me an opportunity to expand a little bit. So our solution, first of all, is scalable. We integrate with global carriers to enable returns to happen through shipping, if this is the best route. But we also integrate with global e-commerce platforms such as Salesforce Commerce Cloud, Shopify, etc., which means that we can really easily and robustly scale. With regards to the question about the returns itself, we have unique returns workflows for each type of return. So if your item is too big or too small, we can offer an exchange, and we can enable this to happen even before you've paid. If you have a buy now, pay later scenario, if an item doesn't fit, we can even do the swap before it's even left your wallet. We have special workflows for faulty items. We have special workflows for items that came too late. And as regards to what you said with items that are now no longer, they don't really fit anymore, or they've gone past their timeline, we actually will enable retailers to provide unique and customized returns policies for shoppers of different types. So if you need to return something because it doesn't fit, then we can really modify the return policy. That's a huge differentiator, our ability to really look at each and every single return and its SKU, or to look very broadly at price points, at types, at brands, etc. Another 2 things that make us unique: number 1, our inspection, which isn't happening in any other return solution. We certify the return, we ensure it's authentic and valid and in good condition. And number 2, our eligibility engine, which enables every single return to be examined. Not to mention, of course, the online to offline route, which is more of a functional innovation, because we think that the supply chain is fundamentally flawed and we have to change it. And circular paradigms is the way to do this.
Amazing. Melanie, over to you.
Amazing. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, very, very impressive what you're able to fit in 90 seconds, as well as without a deck, because often a deck helps us like be able to hit all the pieces. So clearly you've practiced this a lot. So good job on that. Yeah, I was also fuzzy about the competition, but you've clearly addressed that. The piece for me that I would love to have heard more about was about who this mysterious we is. You kept saying we. Who is on your team? What does that look like? What does your, yeah, just a little bit, if you could touch a little bit on who's on your team.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are currently a team of 10, and we have retail experts, which a lot of companies have retail experts. We have technology experts, which you can find whiz kids and incredible people, especially here in Israel. Really, it's not so difficult. What we have that is incredibly unique is returns experts, because a lot of people are solving returns by looking through the lens of logistics. We are looking through the lens of the return itself. How can we convert a single return into revenue? How can we make the returns journey the best possible journey for the shopper? In our current installation in the UK, we have reduced customer calls by 25%. So the team, the returns experience and expertise is unique, differentiated, and we're really pioneering the space. When I started speaking about it this 2 years ago, VCs, investors, angels, they looked at us blankly. And now it's a hot space to be in. It's hot not just because of what's happened with COVID, but simply because people have seen that the supply chain needs to move forward into the future, and we're helping this in our modest way.
Amazing. That is fabulous. So that's all the time that we have for judge feedback, but beautifully done. Rody, congratulations on kicking us off. And
thank you so much.
Next. Very exciting time for this type of innovation.
Thank you so much. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Up next, we've got from Canada, Alessandra Amato from Algae Foods, who is fresh off of another pitch competition on the weekend where she brought home a grand prize, which is fabulous. So Alessandra, really excited to hear your pitch.
Thank you. The way we are eating has become unhealthy and unsustainable. We are not able to feed the growing global population in an environmentally responsible and nutritious way. And we are here to change that. Algae is revolutionizing the food landscape by creating delicious, purpose-driven food products centered around algae. Algae is the food of the future. It's an untapped nutrition powerhouse that's also incredibly sustainable to grow. Our introductory product is the Impact Bar, an unprocessed plant-based energy bar made with clean and simple ingredients you can actually understand. And this is what makes the Impact Bar different. We offer clean and sustainable nutrition that resonates with our beachhead market, the over 100 million endurance athletes in North America. We launched at the beginning of September and online and in stores in Alberta, retailing for $3.99 a bar. Since our launch, we've had over 400 unique customers purchasing products and have had requests from large national grocery chains, including Loblaws, to stock our products. And as we grow globally, we plan to continue our D2C and wholesale strategy. And we are tackling SDG number 12, responsible consumption and production, and indirectly targeting SDGs 2, 13, 14, and 15. But long-term, we want to be more than just a bar company. We want to shift the way the world eats to create delicious and sustainable food product that's also nutritious by creating an expansive line of food products centered around algae. Help us create a green future with algae by choosing food with an impact. Thank you.
Amazing. Virtual round of applause for Alessandra being our second pitcher of the day. First one from Canada. Congrats, Alessandra. Tally, let's go over to you for some initial feedback.
Once first, always first, I see, but it's fine. So great idea. I love bars and the nutrition. I have two questions that maybe I missed or it was not so clear for me. First of all, what about, now a lot of people are vegan or all kind of gluten-free or lactose-free, or now I'm in a keto diet. So what is your address for that? Because it's very interesting from my end, because from time to time, I'm changing my diet and my nutrition. So are you going to personalize that? And the second thing is I don't know, I didn't understand how you are selling it now. Is it online? Is it on fitness clubs? Is it for specific population that you are targeting for? So this type, because it's very, people want to feel special, but on the other hand, they want fair market value to buy these bars, and you want to spread it around. So this is my main two questions for you.
Absolutely. So the bars they're vegan, dairy-free, soy-free, grain-free, all the things free. Really the only thing that we're actually just not keto, but we are paleo. So yeah. So we do kind of promote that through our website as well through kind of targeting ads that we're running. And then we are selling, so we're selling in stores. So grocery stores, independent stores, health food stores, sporting goods stores, fitness studios, like a wide variety of stores. And we're also selling through our website online. And so really trying to, so trying to kind of reach as many places as we can where we know our target audience is shopping.
Excellent. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to try and buy it.
Israel yet? Maybe we can.
I will try. Let's see and try. Good luck. Well done.
Thank you.
Question from my end, Alessandra. Talk to us about the packaging. Obviously, we're focused on sustainability of the product itself. What does the packaging look like?
Yeah, so this is the packaging. This is our sunflower and sea salt bar. It's just a traditional wrapper. We originally were using sustainable, so it's compostable packaging. Fortunately, our supplier was having issues with kind of that. So right now the packaging is just recyclable, but we will be shifting back to compostable as soon as it's available. So for those of you who have backyard compost, or if your city or where you live has composting, you can just drop it in the bin and it will just dissolve.
Amazing. Beautifully done, Alessandra. Congratulations. Great to see you here again. And you know, my mouth always salivates when I'm listening to this product. So you've got a consumer in me. All right, up next, going back over to Israel, we have Yarden Nazi from Yarday. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yarden?
Yeah, Yarday. Hi, everyone. So I'm the founder of Yarday. We are a vegan, zero waste, minimalistic skincare. The Yarday vision came to life after years of watching many beauty companies rely on natural ingredients and nature while packaging all their products in plastic and unnecessary waste. And 70% of waste in the beauty industry is packaging. So the paradox led us to work on products that are rich in clean natural ingredients, packaged in natural, durable glass bottles that can be used unlimited amount of times without showing any signs of wear. It is also a minimalistic line of only 5 products. So these are the products. And just using these 5 products can ensure you this glowing and healthy looking skin. And we are targeting the SDG 12 of responsible consumption and production. So our team consists of me. I'm a graduate of Columbia University, where I studied sustainable development as my concentration, and Arlene Rome, who is the former sustainable development manager and stakeholder engagement at Chikon and Binoi. And we have also 3 advisors working with us. And at Yarday, we sell naked skincare products that come with no extra packaging and are shipped to the consumer using recycled or recyclable materials, as well as service of bottles return, where the consumer can leave the used bottles outside the door and our delivery person will pick it up when used, when dropping off the new package. So we make it easy and hassle-free for the consumer, just as easy to throw in the trash, but not. And yeah, we have new consumers joining us every day. We were sold out of our serums 5 months after launching in the height of the pandemic in Israel. And we still have a long way to go because it's $1 billion worth of market. So yeah.
Beautifully done, Yarden. Congratulations. That was fabulous. So I'll kick off with some feedback actually from my end. Talk to us about your competitors. Obviously, beauty industry is massive. How are you navigating just being in such a saturated and competitive environment of beauty?
It's very challenging. It's a lot of fun. The thing that is very special about us is really just kind of like how we care about the environment in our everyday work and literally everything that we do. So I'll just show the products more. But this is what we have. It's like all glass. We offer this service. This is something that specifically in Israel nobody else does. We do aim to enter more markets in Europe, North America, and much more. But this is what differentiates us. Yeah, our love for nature.
Melanie, feedback from you.
Amazing. You stole my biggest question, Kayla. But absolutely great job. I think for me, in terms of feedback, there was a little bit of confusion for me at the beginning about whether you were a packaging company or a beauty product company. So I now understand, but just I think because you were digging into this is how we're good for the environment, you kind of led with the packaging. So there's a little bit of confusion there for me, whereas the packaging is kind of a value add that you bring and maybe a unique differentiating factor of what you do. But I would have liked to have known a little bit sooner that we are skincare product and a naked skincare product line. And we do these other amazing things in the way that we do our business from a feedback perspective. So I'm going to start sounding like a broken record here, probably. My question's about team. And I know you mentioned 3 advisors, but the way you described your team, there was no indication to me, or I'd like to hear more about expertise in the skincare space.
So yeah, our advisors, they come from different backgrounds. One of them is from the skincare and beauty industry. Some of them are specifically, business advisors, and they help with numbers and everything, to make it also sustainable in the business realm. And yeah, and I also come from family who's been in the beauty industry for a while.
Amazing. So I'm guessing you're looking at growing your team in the next year or so?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Who would you like to add to it? What are you looking for?
Just a lot of people who are passionate both about sustainability and obviously beauty. I don't know, innovative people. Yeah, women for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fabulous. So there's our call to action to our audience today. If anybody fits the bill for that ask, definitely reach out to Yarden. Thanks, Yarden. Now I feel like I need to grab some lotion or bring on some better products my way. Up next, we're going back over to Canada with Ashley Stone, who is going to talk to us about the Village app. Ashley, you can begin your pitch whenever you're ready.
Hello, I'm Ashley, the founder of the Village app, which encourages you to connect to your support network and meet your neighbors. As a society, we've lost that sense of a village, and it's having a huge impact on our good health and well-being. It's created an epidemic of loneliness and a mental health crisis that costs our healthcare system $51 billion a year. Community is created when we show up for each other, and the Village app allows you to reach out without all the noise and toxicity of social media. It's just the right person for the right task at the right time. There's also a friend finder and a nearby neighbor feature to create strong local connections. No other app allows users to reach multiple people at once without posting it publicly, group messaging, algorithm interference, or a comment section. Initially, we're targeting families, community newcomers, and organizations. We launched in late August and have over 950 users. We plan to start generating revenue via subscriptions Q1 2022, with our next features focused on helping community organizations directly connect to their supporters. No one understands the power of community more than me. When my surprise third pregnancy turned out to be twins, I needed help. There wasn't a lack of people offering, but actually asking and connecting with people was tricky. And with my 12 years experience as a public health nurse, I knew I needed to start the Village. I have a team of 10, including my business partner, who has over 25 years experience in growing startups. In the Village, people give what they can and get what they need. Communities that are connected in real life have a happier and healthier and more productive citizens. Thank you.
Right on the minute and a half mark. Beautifully done, Ashley. Tally, let's go over to you for some feedback.
Wow, loneliness is one of the things that I'm dealing a lot in the oncology division. When you are healthy, you are alone, but when you are sick, the loneliness becoming very, very big. And one of the things that we are all the time doubting and digging and all the time asking, why do people need another application on the top of the whole bunch of applications that they have? And this is one of the things that we are dealing a lot, because once the application is new, so it's very trendy and you have a lot of buzzwords. I have like more than 400 applications on my phone. Eventually, I'm going to use only 5 or 6 for permanent. So how are you going to, address that? Because once you have a very unique and very sexy name, so it's hitting, but you need these people to use it for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
Great question. And we are fully aware of platform fatigue. And a lot of that can come from the fact that on a lot of platforms, you're getting a lot of bad news constantly. And it's not, it's temporarily feeding your soul, right? It's temporarily giving that hit of dopamine. Engagement with us, we're actually the app to get you off your phone is what we like to say, because engagement might start online, but we actually want you to meet up in person. We actually want you to go over to your neighbors. We want you to, cook meals together. We want you to find each other's lost dogs, trade clothes, all those kind of things. And that sense of community and getting to know the people around you is much more long lasting than those little hits of dopamine that you get. And we're trying essentially to create better mental health through those connections, because the connections that you have on other platforms are really not real connections.
So we have much more to talk after this competition.
Sure. Great. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, Tally could definitely offer some very valuable advice here. Melanie, over to you.
Thank you. Hi, Ashley. I know I've had the opportunity to hear your pitch a few times now, so I'm going to ask something that I don't know as much about, and apologies if I just missed it in your 90 seconds here, but I'd be curious to know more about how the Village app, what your vision is for the Village app and how it's going to help address the SDGs that you've outlined.
Yeah, so one of ours, like I said, about mental health, good health and well-being. Another one is that that inequality, which I believe is number 10. Yes, and basically what we see is For example, a lot of people have barriers to access any service, right? They have barriers to access, for example, we have a community fridge here, which is wonderful, but people can't even drive to get to the community fridge. And so right there, there's an inequality for that person. Not only do they not have enough money to get food, they don't even have enough money to get to the free food. So by knowing people in your neighborhood, you don't have to drive anywhere, and you don't have to, take up times of services that the government makes you fill out all these forms, and people don't necessarily even have the know-how to access these forms and fill them out. So by accessing people in your neighborhood, it just helps to even the playing field a little bit. Because for me, if I hear on one of my mom's groups that somebody is out of diapers or formula or whatever they're out of, I would be happy to lend that to them. But I also have a limit to my giving, where I'm not going to pack up my 4 kids and head across town to give you 10 diapers. If you were in my neighborhood though, I would definitely walk down the street, or you could walk to me. So it's kind of trying to level that playing field of what we can give and receive.
Thanks for sharing that vision, Ashley.
Yeah.
I love it. Congrats, Ashley. What a great idea. And just the spirit that you were trying to embed through this app is something that, the world needs more of. So beautifully done. Judges, so I know the competition is tight already, and we're almost halfway through. So I'll give you both a minute just to quickly enter in some of your forms, catch your breath, and we're going to be jumping into the next pitcher. So everyone tuning in on social media, make some noise for these pitchers today. They are putting themselves out there, showing you their businesses, asking for feedback, and that takes a lot of courage. So take a moment to recognize the incredible work that they're doing. And holy moly, SDGs. This is fabulous to see such direct links to the Sustainable Development Goals. Beautifully done to all of the pictures that we've had today. I'm very inspired, as I always am, with these things. So we are going to jump into our next pitcher, who is going to be Dana Posti from Soled, who is joining us from Israel. Are you ready, Dana? Or Dana? Correct me.
Yeah, Dana.
Dana,
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. I'm like, my instinct is saying Dana. Dana, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay, so thank you for having me. And my name is Dana Posti. I'm a PhD candidate and co-founder of Solid. Together with my professor Adas Maman, a water disinfection expert, we are making safe water accessible everywhere around the globe. Over 2 million people do not have access to safe drinking water. 1 child dies every 2 minutes from waterborne diseases. Due to the lack of infrastructure and electricity, they collect the water from contaminated lakes. The common technologies such as chlorine and filtration do not provide a sustainable solution, especially against viruses. Recently, UV LED became a common disinfection technology in the Western world. However, it holds significant drawbacks in rural area scenarios, such as LED costs, energy consumption, and recovery of microorganisms in water tanks. In the past 5 years, we developed a patent that overcome the drawbacks and enable the use the LED in rural areas by formulating the best combination of LED wavelength frequencies. We achieve maximum disinfection, 99.999% disinfection with minimum energy consumption and LED costs. Based on our patent, we developed Solid, a small, portable water disinfection device. It is affordable, powered by the sun, and can be connected to any standard pipe or filtration system and require minimal human intervention. 2 devices can cover the daily water consumption of an average village, almost 2,000 people. The team includes experienced engineer, a tech entrepreneur, a CEO, and also an advisor. Thank you very much. Join us in the journey of saving lives, and let it be.
Beautifully done. Virtual round of applause. I am so excited to hear the judge feedback on this one. One question on my end. Cost. What does this product actually cost versus its competitors? Can you show us a little bit more detail around that?
In compared to the competitors?
Just water purification in general. What are the options out there? And then in terms of cost competitiveness, what does that look like?
Yeah. So now our competitors are. It will be like the same price like our competitors, but we have two actually devices like the UV LED reactor and the whole system with the pipes and the basic filtration that you can just you can just go to the field, open it, and you have a water disinfection kit, and you can drink whenever you want. Yeah, so for now it's like it's in the range of our competitors.
Gotcha. Sounds great. Tally, over to you.
Wow, it's amazing. But one of my questions that I have a lot of other entrepreneur friends that are working, for example, in Africa, and one of the things that the government there challenge them is the maintenance. So the team is coming, your engineer is coming, they're going to build it. Wow, a PR is going to be, then the village is stayed with this instrument. What about the maintenance? What about all the parts? Are they sustainable? How do they have a local stock that they can replace and use and do not need to order? So it's something that need to be manageable upon their culture, upon their needs and their country, and affordable. I'm completing, Kyla question, because it's very, very important, because your market target, it's for the countries that are developing, not the developed one.
Yeah, for sure. So
but
first,
keep the spirit. I don't want, but this is something that.
No, actually, we are aware to all the things that you said, because we have a lot of researchers and collaboration with India and other countries, and we know exactly what is the challenges. So when we are building our system, so all the parts are replaceable. Like you can find it in every country, but our UV LED reactor is something that we are producing. It's something that's special to us. It's unique to us. I have to say that this is our vision. It's only start with the device. We are the next generation will be the IoT. So IoT. Sorry, I'm a bit excited. It will be a IoT. So then we can actually monitor every problem and everything that happened in the system. So except to the reactor that we can send it to these places according to our monitor data. So everything you can find it. We checked it in India, also in Central America and South America. Our things, and they available there.
And do you need specific trained person, or everybody? I can do that. A kid.
Yeah, you can do
70.
it.
Okay.
You can just need to click the bottom, and you have a purified water, and just connect the pipes for some place that you can see and understand it very. Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks.
We're excited for you as well. We're definitely picking up your energy, Jenna. That was wonderful. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Welcome. On to our next pitcher. We have Amanda Newlands from Adona. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Amanda? Got a lot of
correctly.
Dana Donas.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay.
Kick off your pitch whenever you're ready.
Perfect. Adona chips provide power transfer freely, safely, and efficiently. Together with data, power travels medium-free, either wired or wireless, through the air or through existing structures to improve efficiency, even passing through materials like wood, plastics, or concrete. It's a proprietary semiconductor technology allowing bidirectional transfer, transactions between multiple units, scalable from only 1 watt up to 10 kilowatts. Adona chips are versatile, designed to integrate with existing hardware, ranging from electronics to solar power, electric vehicles, and battery management systems. But these are just examples. Can actually go anywhere energy is transferred to reduce costs, complexities, and power losses. A big problem in the solar industry is that panels hardly work at full performance. If there is any shading, clouds, or inefficiencies affecting only one cell, it actually drops down all their performance to match that one, allowing energy to be wasted. Adona allows up to 270% increased power by letting cells operating independently, also providing power conversions directly from the chip and eliminating external power electronics that are costly and impact efficiency. With that, Adona contributes to more reductions in GHG emissions beyond our commitments to gender equality and team diversity. Thank you.
Amazing. Everyone's doing beautiful on the time today. I'm not even having to cue. This is great. Beautifully done, Amanda. Let's head over to one of our newer, but always very appreciated judges, Tamar. Let's go over to you for some initial feedback, joining us as one of our judges today. If she can hear us. Okay, maybe I'll pass over to another judge while Tamar gets all set up. Melanie, let's go over to you first.
Thank you so much. Amanda, I want to thank you because this is a industry that I know so little about, but I was following along, like I understood what you were talking about and the impact that it makes, and that's very difficult to do, particularly in 90 seconds. So I really appreciate that. Now, the downside of it being so difficult to do in 90 seconds is that a lot of the time was taken up explaining it and explaining the solution because it's complex, and I get that. So I'd like to give you some more time here to dig a little bit more into the team and the competition.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Definitely good feedback, because it's hard sometimes for us to like understand how we are going through, coming through as a difficult technology to explain. But yes, so our team, we have 10 people. We typically divided between business operations, marketing, and tech team, which is, by the way, we are hiring for the tech team. So please, Adona.com, careers page. We are increasing a lot of people there. And we have a mixture of people from diverse cultures, and we strive to gender equality. So a lot of women in accounting, business, leadership, and operations, and even on the engineering side. In terms of competition, we cannot say we have a direct competitor. Like, our unique way of transferring energy is scientific. We have intellectual properties on it, and it makes unique features of the way we transfer energy, and that's why we can apply that to many different verticals, like electric vehicles and solar panels, which are also business areas that typically other people that have some sort of wireless power transfer cannot go. So I believe it's a bit technical, but it's a non-inductive near field. So it's an area that other wireless power technologies are not. So, and that's why we have this unique ways to transfer energy. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a lot of new words for me. I'm still learning about the space, but amazing. I feel like it could complement maybe some of your indirect or like alternatives out there in terms of competition as well, potentially.
Agreed. Tally, let's get some feedback from you.
So, I think the main concern now the world is dealing is the missing of all kind of material types, like all the chips and the things that, probably we will not see in our cell phones. So what is your device is made of? Is it going to go on this material that we will need to reinvent? Is it going to be more expensive or even cheaper to produce? So from my end, I wasn't clear, or maybe I don't understand in this area. So it will be, hard for me to understand.
Yeah, sure. So basically our technology is through a chip. So it's a small chip that's made of semiconductors. There were some disruptions in the supply chain, definitely, but we luckily went over it. So we had a tape out, first tape out, which is also a bit of a technical word there, but that has been done, so successfully validated. I'm not sure if you're asking specifically about how we implemented, but the way we integrated into solar panels makes the solar panel a comparable cost to regular solar panels to date. So it allows more power to be produced. It reduces the costs of the system to generate energy in the end, because we are also like changing the way the system is putting on roofs. So in the end, it's totally comparable.
So I will need less, and it will make me the same or even more than if I will buy your competitors. Did I understood correctly? Because
it's comparable. The truth is we put the chips on panels, so we create a panel that's integrated with our chips, but we also eliminate the need for other equipment typically installed together with the panels. So in the end, the costs are the same, and you only get the panel. You don't need all the maintenance and operations that are needed to install other things, and you also eliminate the cost of those other elements that are integrated in the system.
And it's fit for where? So you can place it. Can I put it on my, on houses or on buildings? Where?
Anywhere. Like it's a regular solar panel. So anywhere a solar panel can go. It can be even a solar plant or a rooftop. So any situation.
Okay, excellent. Good luck. Well done.
Thank you.
A lot of good is going to come from this session. The world is going to change immediately after.
Seriously, we're covering a lot of ground. We're solving a lot of problems.
Yeah, we have almost everything here.
I know. And we still have more pictures to come, which is even more fabulous. Beautifully done, everyone. We are going to be joined by one of our new judges as well. So you're going to see a new judging face. Tamar is now on screen. Hello. I'll be coming to you first for the next pitch, Tamar. So get ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Good luck.
That's great. So up next, we have Kaylee Dale from a Friendlier company. Great to see you here, Kaylee. Kick off the pitch whenever you're ready.
So hi, I'm Kaylee Dale, and I'm the co-founder and CEO at Friendlier. We're tackling the linear economy, so the take, make, dispose mindset that our society currently has. Single-use products don't make sense from a financial standpoint or sustainability, but they're really convenient, and we're bringing that convenience to reusables. We built a centralized reusable packaging system that uses QR code-based tracking. We provide food service businesses with reusable packaging and then incentivize their customers to return them. We collect, wash, and sanitize these products and redistribute them to create a closed-loop system. With our QR code tracking system, we also collect a lot of important sustainability impact data. This is a huge market. In the US alone, they spend $24 billion annually on disposables for restaurants and then $8 billion for waste handling. So we tackle both of those sides. We launched this over a year ago, and we've already reused over 50,000 packages, which is equivalent to over 16,000 pounds of greenhouse gas emissions and over 6,000 pounds of waste. We're scaling up nationally with partnerships with big organizations like Skip the Dishes. We're currently with over 70 brands across Ontario and have a team of engineers, sales experts, and an amazing team of advisors. Our focus is SDG goals 12, 13, 14, and 15, and we're building a standardized system that can be scaled across the globe. Thank you.
Beautifully done, Kaylee. Congratulations. Tamar, let's go over to you for some initial feedback.
Sure. So first of all, Kaylee, it sounds incredible, and you did a really, really wonderful pitch. I have it already it lit a red light, and I have two questions for you. So first of all, you have incredible traction in Ontario. It sounds like you're really moving forward. Have you checked the compliance really to scale for the rest of the world? Because something with health here sounds like I'm not sure how it would work, in restaurants across the globe. So that's number one. And number two, as far as your business model is concerned, how do you make money? In other words, if you're doing reusables and you sell it one time, how do you have some sort of a recurring revenue?
Yeah, great question. So on the health and safety front, we like to equate it to using a plate at a restaurant. It's the same idea. So, people do this everywhere generally, and it's really no different. If anything, our washing is more robust because it's at a commercial washing facility. And so the health and safety requirements are already there for reusing, food containers. And actually, in some parts of the world, they're even further ahead than North America in terms of implementing these reusables into their communities. And then from the financial perspective, we actually sell our products each time to the food service business. So we sell them as if they're disposables, a flat fee per use. So their payment method doesn't change. And we make money each time on that flat fee per use. And then the way the system works is there's a deposit for the consumer. So that covers the cost if we lose a product. And so that's how we incentivize them to return.
Interesting. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Awesome. A quick question for me, and I love this business idea, and I love the traction that you've had in Ontario. What is the, traditional packaging is cheap, and we know that it's contributing to bigger problems, but are restaurants actually ready and able, particularly now during COVID, to make this type of investment? What's been the feedback that you've received from?
Yeah, absolutely. So our products are actually priced very competitively to single-use products, especially there's been like a big jump in the price with the supply chain issues going on. And so we're priced very competitively. So there shouldn't be a big jump in price. Right now, there's a lot of litigation, especially in Canada, coming in place. Or in Ontario, there's a blue box overhaul. For federal level, there's the single-use plastic ban coming. So the large companies and corporations are all looking at these solutions right now. And so it's just kind of a race to who is going to provide them with that solution. And that's what we're trying to do.
Very cool. And here you are. Fabulous. Final comment from Melanie.
Sorry, I was just listening so intently that I didn't expect to be called on there. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. I used to work in the green waste management space and love hearing that these kinds of companies coming out, and have seen a few of them in pitch events over the last few months. I was thinking, like, to Kayla's point, in terms of like how you're going to retain, I guess, because you kind of answered it, whether you're working with Skip the Dishes and 70 other brands actually, but if you want to expand on how you're going to kind of stay in business and stay competitive between now and when not only the bans are in place, but I know a lot of the companies that that companies such as yours are reaching out to. A lot of the restaurant business companies are saying, yeah, like, we know there's something coming. We already have all this stock though that we need to get through. So why would we, like, we're not going to buy your thing for another year or whatever. Like, we already have 1 million of this item that we need to get through that we already bought. So how are you kind of going to remain competitive until that point in time when those restaurants en masse are actually starting to do the right thing?
Yeah, for sure. So we are right now actively starting to work with some larger organizations. So we're piloting with the Chopped Leaf, which is a national brand. They're more prominent out west. And also like the Compass Group, they're Canada's leading food service hospitality business. And so we're already starting these pilots with them. And so what we're doing right now is piloting in, a few of their locations and then developing a scale-up plan with them. And so some of them are, interested in supporting our growth as well and helping us reach their other locations across Canada. And so that's what we're really trying to do, is get in early with those pilots, validate the process and get everything settled and set up with them so that we can just, let it go and scale up with them.
Awesome. So I bet you have a really strong go-to-market strategy.
Yes.
Yeah, first in there. Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Kaylee.
Awesome. Congrats, Kaylee. All right, we've got up next, we've got Nadia Ladek from Marlow. Quick reminder to our judges before we jump in to complete your adjudication forms for the entrepreneurs that we've heard so far. Nadia, super excited to hear your pitch. Feel free to begin when you're ready.
Hi everyone, my name is Nadia. I'm the co-founder and COO at Marlow, and we're building a one-stop shop for menstrual and sexual wellness. It all started when my co-founder went to the gynecologist to describe the pain she was experiencing when inserting traditional tampons. She was a competitive athlete, and pads, which were her only alternative, were bulky and really limited her performance. The gynecologist told her to spit on her tampon, and that shock factor just blew away our team. We knew there must be a better way. And we went on to interview over 200 menstruators and learned that 86% of them also experience pain due to discomfort, anxiety, vaginismus, vaginal dryness. And so we developed the first ever lubricated tampon. It's 100% organic cotton tampon with a plant-based applicator and a compostable wrapper. So really prioritizing that sustainability and SDG number 12. With our all innovative cross-slit valve, the customer dips their tampon into the lubricant in one easy, mess-free, quick dip for smoother insertion. It's delivered through a subscription model so that the customer never runs out of product. Our team has experience in launching D2C brands, and we have a leading team of startup advisors backing us as well. We've also built a community of over 8,500 menstruators to really reduce the stigma around menstrual and sexual health. We have $500,000 raised in pre-seed funding. We have our Health Canada approvals, and we've generated $13,000 in pre-sales. It really is our vision to allow menstruators to flourish and not be held back by imposed barriers, and so really to further the SDG of gender equality. Thank you.
Beautifully done, Nadia. Very, very excellent pitch. I've got a quick question for you to kick things off. Protection. How are you protecting this business idea? Why would a larger competitor not swoop in and do this themselves, like a Tampax or another group like that?
Yes, so we have exclusive rights to use the innovative cross-slit valve that we've developed. As well, we've actually noticed that larger CPG players, companies like Procter & Gamble or Unilever, they've been seeing a lot of acquisitions in this space. So Unilever actually acquired the Dollar Shave Club D2C brand for razors for over $1 billion. Sleep Country acquired Endy for a large amount of money as well. And so they're actually using these D2C brands who have really strong communities, who have access to a lot of customer data and personalization, and using it to enter the space that way, as opposed to developing the product. So we kind of see almost a partnership or acquisition in the future.
Beautiful. Love that long-term vision. Tally, over to you.
So one of the things, I have a very good friend that she's in this area as well, but she developed a sustainable tampon. So you are washing it. So you are putting it in and taking it out and washing it. And even you take your blood and you can run an AI test in order to pre-screen your blood, before a ovarian cancer and all of this stuff. So how are you going to compete this innovation from what you are proposing? And still, your product is still contained with material that is not 100% sustainable. So it's still going to, to stay in this earth. So how are you going to, to defend this argument? And this doctor, is not going, it doesn't need to be in his job if he's saying these things to women, but it's different topics. So I'm shocked.
Yes. No, I think it's a great question, and sustainability is a big priority for all of us as co-founders. We're all outdoor lovers and campers. I think we're starting off, we have a compostable wrapper, compostable mailer. Our applicator is not made out of traditional plastic. It's made out of a sugarcane-based plastic, as well as the tampon is 100% organic cotton. Like you said, it's not 100% sustainable. Obviously, there are more improvements, but really our focus of the impact is providing products for people who have pain. So a lot of people have pain inserting those traditional tampons, and when it is organic cotton, sometimes it is a bit rougher, and so having the lubricant allows people to ease insertion. People who are post chemo and who have extra levels of vaginal dryness, we talked to a doctor who specializes in trans patients, and they have extra dryness after going through some of their hormone treatments. People who have vaginismus. So there's really so many different conditions that we're targeting, and that's more the focus of our impact, is that pain. And as we continue to solve that problem, hopefully even furthering our goals of sustainability as well.
So you must put it at first, because you need to differentiate what you're doing to the other ones. And this is much stronger when you explain that, for me even. So thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Amazing, Nadia. And I just have to say, in the pitch competitions that I've been participating in the last couple of months, these types of product innovations specifically for women, alleviating period poverty and looking at these problems that are perceived to be so taboo. Like we're seeing so many more of these conversations. And I love that, innovations like yours are getting a moment in the sun, which is really important just, for women in general to understand that these problems are totally normal to experience, and there are solutions. So congrats, Nadia.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, we've got two more pitchers. Holy moly, we could go all day. I just want to keep hearing more and more of these incredible innovations. Lee from Safe and Sound, you are going to be up next, our second to last pitcher joining us from Israel.
2 years ago, a social worker named Michal Sela was murdered by her husband in front of her baby's eyes in their house. They live in an underground apartment and no one heard her cries for help when she was dying for 17 hours. We are safe and sound. Driven by Michal's story, we develop an integrated voice-based solution for emergencies so that anyone in danger can activate the app and get help by simply saying the code words. We are currently completing a funded pilot with the Israeli Ministry of Welfare and JDC, and in about 4 months, we will be releasing the app around the world. We stand out based on collaborations with design partners and end users like women who finish abusive relationships and therapists. They will also function as our distribution access. Government agencies and private companies will pay to be alerted in real time in case of emergencies, while the resource management capabilities will be evaluated based on the collected data. My partner, who is the CTO of the company, and I are determined to operate on the basis of SDG 5 and SDG 16 internally and externally by building a company that engraves on the banner of gender equality by employing minority groups and involving them in the company's activity on a regular basis. Together, we will enable people all over the world to feel safer everywhere, anytime. Thank you.
Wow, incredible, and that initial.
And today it's also the Women Violent Day, so it's like, wow, I'm you know.
Yeah, this is why it's so hard for me to talk about it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Lee. Thank you for that courage, to be providing a really practical solution, but also sharing that story at the beginning. Tally, why don't you share some feedback, and then I'll go over to Tamar afterwards.
Yeah, so I heard about this innovation and part of the hackathon of Michal Sela. So, this is something that is very, very strong in the Israeli community, and especially in the women community, that we raised our voices, and the women that was murdered, and we are raising their voices as well. But what I missed maybe or didn't understand, who is going to pay on that? This is the one thing, these women are not going to pay on that. So who is going to protect them? That it's going to be stay and protect them. Government is changing, money, you have government, you have, that we have a very rough time, even in Israel, until we have a government that is going to raise that and give money, actual money for this innovation project.
Yeah, sure. So Israel is our case study, and we already got money from the government and the Israeli welfare, and we have a contract with them that they want to support our activities inside the communities, if it's municipalities or even schools for bullying or third age, etc. And in the international, we have some contacts from Europe mostly that really want to support this kind of activities, even in private businesses, because we block the option to call for help from the police station or from the municipality, and we open it only for our partners. So people can download the app and define their family members or the contact for emergency, but they cannot define the municipality or the police if we don't have this cooperation from the police or the municipality or the government.
Can I, as a stranger, if I have a neighbor that I'm a friend, or maybe not, we are not friends, we are just living next door, like Michal Sela story, can I call and ask for help?
You can
as
call
a stranger?
the police. You can call the police, but our app based on your own voice. It means that only if you shout the words, the app can call for help for you.
So if I can put my cell phone in front of the door that she's shouting there, is it going to recognize that?
No, because
no,
if you
only
have,
if she's doing that.
Yeah, because the agenda of the Israeli welfare in Israel and in other places is that only if the person call for help, he can get help. If you as a neighbor call the police, you can do it all the time. You don't need the app for doing it. You can do it on regular basis. But if I don't have the chance to get my phone and call the police, this is what I want to solve. You don't need to, if your phone on the living room and you're in other room, you can just shout the words and it will call automatically to the police.
So
Okay.
interesting. Yeah, I've never thought of that type of innovation. Very, very interestingly. Tamar, feedback from your end.
Thank you. So Lee, thank you, because this is, I mean, it's incredible. And we've seen a few, other ideas coming up in the last few years. So first of all, good luck and don't stop. One of the things that I wanted to know from you is the comparison with SafeUp, since we are in the local ecosystem and both emerged more or less at the same time. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that and the competition that you're,
Sure.
that you're headed towards.
Sure. So we are not gonna based on the community and the goodwill of other people to help you. You will define your own people that you trust. And if we have the collaboration with the municipality or the police, they will support us and you. If you have the app, it's different from SafeUp that based on the community level. And in addition, we have more features that unique for us, like transparent app. You can install the app and choose it to be transparent. So if you are in a violent relationship, your husband or partner can never see that this app installed on your phone. And this is very different from other apps because it's so important in this area of domestic violence. The one last thing we have, it's distribution access, that the Center of Prevention of Domestic Violence and the Israeli welfare, and it's another area of activities.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Melanie, quick thoughts on your end.
Yes, thank you so much for the work you're doing. There's been a lot of just personal things for me, women that have gone missing in the past couple of months. And you have to think if they had something like this, what would have happened in that situation? So from a personal standpoint, I want to thank you for the work you're doing. I don't actually have any questions because again, I was listening and thinking about the people that you could maybe work with. I put in the chat here in Zoom. WanderSafe is a group we've worked with, and they have applications or like bracelets and things that you can use to notify people of things. And I think that there's, I don't know if there's interest in working with kind of groups like that. And I'm sure we all have other people and groups in mind that we'd love to connect you with. So I'm more so thinking about how do we amplify the work you're doing, and wasn't even thinking about anything wrong with your pitch at all. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Melanie, for that. And thank you, Lee. Thank you. So our final pitch is going to be done slightly differently than the rest of them. Our final pitcher, Karmit, is actually in transit. She's on a flight at the moment and unable to attend live with us, but we do have her virtual pitch. So judges, this is going to be slightly different. You will adjudicate Karmit using the form. We are recording today's session, so we'll position the feedback as true feedback that she can implement into the business as opposed to a Q&A. So I will cue Naina, go right on ahead when we're ready for Karmit's 90-second pitch. I think, Naina, the audio is not there.
One second.
So judges, now you've got a couple of extra seconds to go back and fill in some of your forms. Naina, I think if you just unmute your computer, that should solve the problem.
One out of three of you watching me now.
And share your screen.
Difficulties to fall asleep or sleep well. You are not alone. One out of three of you watching me now suffers from difficulties to fall asleep or sleep well. You are not alone. In the US, 164 million people struggle to get a good night's sleep at least once a week. Stress, anxiety, overwork for daily life, all that keep us from sleep. The good news is there's a simple scientific solution to help you win back your sleep just at your fingertips. Meet Intosleep, a real-time, AI-powered, science-based sleep solution to help you sleep better and fall asleep faster. Biofeedback, science-based, real-time sleep solution based on physiological data to guide you into sleep in real time from the comfort of your bed. Simple wellness device that requires no effort, no change of lifestyle to help you sleep better. My name is Karmit Lefsosh. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Intosleep, together with Noam Adas and Asaf Sal. We founded Intosleep to help people suffer from insomnia or sleeplessness to sleep better and fall asleep faster. Thank you.
Thank you, Karmit, for joining us virtually. We're in this recording. Dana, if you'd like to share that screen. I know it was coming in quite fuzzy with the audio quality. So perhaps judges, let's take a quick look at the website and I can start with some initial feedback for Karmit around this business idea. And then we'll share the video afterwards. And we can provide some more feedback once the audio is a little bit more clear for all of you. So my biggest feedback for Karmit is really around competition. You know, we're seeing so many different apps talking about sleep. You know, apps like Calm are sort of popping up as top of mind. How are these innovations, what is this specific sleep function different than some of the other apps that are taking over in huge ways, at least within the Canadian ecosystem? Maybe there's less of a presence in Israel. So my biggest comment would be around the competitors. What is the true differentiator about how this helps you improve your sleep? I think we can all get behind that idea. We all need to sleep, not just more, but better, but like more thorough, you know, REM cycles, et cetera. And this is one of the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs face as well, is lack of sleep was identified as one of the #1 negative mental health contributors, which is interesting, not necessarily stress, but lack of sleep. Melanie, I know you have a couple of thoughts. Over to you.
Yes. Thank you so much. So for me, I think what would be interesting to see in this pitch, which would also answer Kayla's question as well, would be something like a customer story. Because to be honest, I actually wasn't 100% clear if it's an app or a device, because I think both words were used. So I would be curious to understand a little bit more about it. Maybe you even have, it's hard when you don't have slides, but maybe if it is a device, you're showing the device or you're showing us what it looks like. But really, customer story is something where you can say, you know, meet this customer that we work with or we intend to work with, depending on if you have customers or not. This is the pain point that they're going through. And like you said in your pitch, there is something we can do about it. So that was great that you had that. And then going into, this is how this particular customer or user is using this device and how it's making their lives X, Y, and Z. And we have the incredible team to do this. This is what our competition looks like right now and how we differentiate. So it kind of allows for that flow across the pitch if you maybe integrate something like a customer story, which I think in your case, where there is a lot of competition, I know because I don't sleep well, so I Google and I go into the app store and I find all of those like calming ways of talking, which you speak very calmly, which was nice to have, and it matched your pitch. But I think that would be an interesting way to really clarify for us what Intosleep is and what value it provides to the customers, as well as how you are situated within the market.
Fantastic. Thanks, Melanie. Tali or Tamara, any other feedback around how this pitch could have been improved, understanding that the audio is coming in slightly off?
Yeah, I can say something, not necessarily about the pitch. I couldn't hear it, so I'm not going to give feedback about that, but I did look through the site a little bit before, and I also just did it again because I didn't hear the pitch. And one of the things that interests me is the business model. I'm always into, it's great ideas, especially when we're in impact space and when we're trying to improve something, but how do we make money, the go-to-market strategy, and scaling? So that's something that I would be interested to hear, to see that this is solid business.
Great, great feedback, Tamara. Anything else, Tali, to share?
that I didn't understand. So I'm going to use this application, this biofeedback, and it's going to give me some, I don't know, tips how to get sleep. And then I'm going not to use it because I'm already know what to do. So is this application going to feedback me or measure how much I'm sleeping? So a lot of things I don't have answer. I didn't even understand from the web. And I think it's a contradiction from my point of view, because I'm trying to put my cell phone outside of my bedroom because, you know, I'm trying to get sleep. I'm pampering myself with books and meditation, but, you know, trying to lose for 5-6 hours my cell phone. So it's a bit confusing from my end, but again, you know, but indeed we need to sleep more. Definitely, all of us.
Sing it, that we do. Good quality sleep. So I think we're 100% behind the intention of this business, but potentially some more clarity around what and how. So those would be probably the judge feedback elements. Amazing job, pitchers. Round of virtual applause. I am beyond wowed with today's pitchers. Truly, you know, we participate in these types of pitch competitions often, but this group of 10 have really knocked my socks off, literally. So, you know, everybody here is a winner in their contributions to the world, to these SDGs, and just congratulations on being courageous enough to take on these challenges and do so beautifully with these different businesses. So huge congrats. We will find a way to celebrate each and every one of you throughout the pitch competition and beyond. So we are going to go through the judge feedback. We're just tallying in the final vote. So judges, reminder to send through those adjudication forms very quickly. Natasha, any feedback from your end as a bit of a spectator here while we wait for the judge feedback to be tallied?
Thank you so much, Kayla. I've been lurking in the background, and I have to say these stories have been so incredibly inspiring. The vulnerability, the courage, the authenticity of each and every one of you is just, my mind is blown. And echoing what Tally has mentioned, I think we could solve most of the world's problems from all of the incredible women that we have in the session today. Just a few questions based on my interest in some of the, all of these products. But a question to Nadia. What is the cost for your product? And I know the reason why I asked this is because I know in Ontario, there was a recent announcement that I believe the government of Ontario and Shoppers Drug Mart partnered to invest, I think, something like $6 million into providing feminine hygiene products to schools across Ontario to just make it easier for women that don't have access to menstrual products. So I'm just curious, from a cost perspective, if somebody was looking to buy your product, what is the cost in comparison to a brand name product?
Yes, definitely a great question. And actually on this point of the bill, one of our advisors was quite involved in that bill. And I think we see kind of the trend of where this industry is going. And one of our goal would be to partner with governments, to partner with corporations to provide menstrual products and to be the supplier. But on the question around the cost, currently, if you were to buy a traditional tampon online through a direct-to-consumer subscription, it's priced at $14. There's one competitor out of the US named Lola. We've priced our only tampons at $13, so we're a bit cheaper than the Lola. If you're to buy the lubricated tampon kit, if you're to buy a tampon and lubricant from Shoppers, it's around $20. So we've priced ours at $20 if you're to price the tampon and lubricant kit. So that's kind of our price point for both products.
Thank you so much. And I love that you have sort of an eye to the future in terms of partnerships. That's so incredibly important, the partnership between the private and public sector, and then obviously bringing in the entrepreneurial voice. It's that trifecta approach almost, which I think is a game changer. Another question, because I'm just so interested in your product, Yarday. Do you ship to Canada?
Not yet, but hopefully soon.
Okay, well, we definitely have some eager.
But you can do it through Jonathan when he's visiting Israel. You can try that. I have a solution for that.
Okay, well, you know what? That might be a follow-up conversation that started.
Yeah, then you see, I have a solution.
Absolutely.
I will let you know when he's coming to Israel.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. I think you just signed up for some shipping and some holiday shopping for us. And the last question is for Alexandra, sorry. And that is, where can one buy your product? Is it solely online? Are you in health food stores? And excuse my ignorance, perhaps I missed that in your introduction, but I'm really interested in trying your product and I want to know how I can do that.
Yeah, so if you guys are based in Alberta, mainly in Calgary, Canmore area, we're in some grocery stores, health food stores, and gyms. But for everyone else, you can purchase us online through our website at algaefoods.com.
Okay, thank you very much. It's the holiday season, so I've got some interesting holiday ideas just from learning a little bit more about all of your services and products. Again, I wanted to say thank you so very much for everyone's just bravery and authenticity in sharing their stories. It's been such a pleasure connecting with the incredible entrepreneurs from both Canada and Israel over the course of the last year or so, and now meeting new friends, new faces, and new ideas today. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. And I'll also let our viewers know that part B of phase 2 of our partnership with the Embassy of Israel is a storytelling campaign. So over the course of the next few weeks, you're going to hear from some of the fantastic judges today and some of the participants from phase 1, where they're going to share what it looks like to be a woman entrepreneur, pulling back the veil and actually exposing what it looks like. I think we all do a fantastic job of putting on our makeup, combing our hair, putting on pretty outfits, but it's so much more behind the scenes. And so I want to thank those participants that you're going to hear and learn a little bit more about in the coming weeks for, again, showing their bravery and their authenticity in just exposing what it's really like to hold down, the fort and wear so many different hats. So on behalf of Startup Canada, thank you for all the participants today. I think we might be at a point now where we can talk about the findings and the results from today's session. So I'll turn it back over to Kayla.
Amazing. So our judges have sent through all of their scores based on the rubrics that we provided. So quick reminder on what those looked like. We were looking at target market, clear problem, team of advisors, competition, and alignment with the Sustainable Development Goals. So our judges have scaled on a score of 1 to 10 with each of those elements and across all of the pictures today. So I will announce we have 4 winners. Reminder, each winner will be getting $2,000 Canadian, in addition to lots of publicity, excitement, and we will continue to recognize all 10 of our finalists here today. So don't worry if you're not taking home that crash prize, you'll get lots of additional support. In terms of process, I will announce them one by one, not in a particular order. We're just capturing our top 4, and then we'll pass the virtual stage off to the winner to say a quick thank you and where you might be allocating those funds, because we'd love to hear where that's going to make an impact in your business, because that's really the goal of bringing this funding right directly to your pockets. So what is that called? Drum roll, not round of applause. Could also be a round of applause. For our first winner is going to be Safe and Sound. We have Lee Sharir from Safe and Sound from Israel. Congratulations.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Amazing. And where is that $2,000 going to go to help your business?
Oh, wow, a lot. I'm actually counting every shekel that we put out because I'm driven by this goal that we have. So it will be very helpful for our research to go internationally.
Amazing. We look forward to helping you bridge to Canada. That sounds great, Lee. Congratulations. Up next, drum roll, from Canada, we have Nadia Ladek from Marlow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It was such an honor to be selected along all of you, and I really enjoyed listening to your pitches. For our $2,000, we've been embarking on some campus partnerships, so doing educational events across Canada with universities on reducing the stigma around menstrual health and educating people about their bodies. So I'd love to put it towards that and increase kind of the reach of the universities and doing more campus events.
Incredible. We look forward to cheering you on. Congratulations, Nadia. All right, up next from Israel, our third finalist is Dana Pusti from Soled. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm so happy. Actually, now we are planning to run a pilot. So I actually to donate 10 systems to the village that we are going to do a pilot there. So it will be the funds of the equipment. So thank you very much. Thanks.
Congratulations. And then last but certainly not least, we have our final winner from Canada, and that is Ashley Stone from the Village app. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate this. What we're doing a Christmas campaign called Give, Get, and Gather about sharing this holiday season, and we essentially have no budget for that. So getting the word out about that, and we're also sponsoring a family this Christmas, so we're going to use it to help with that.
Incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. That makes it even more impactful that we see directly where these funds are contributing with flexible funding, right? You know, we want to really encourage women entrepreneurs to have these funding pots and access to more funding to spend in the way that will serve their business best. So really incredible to see how this is going to support all of your various businesses in different ways. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you again to our incredible top 10. Round of applause again. We are so inspired by all the progress that you are each individually making, and Startup Canada is behind each and every one of you in any way we can support. Let us know. If it's in terms of government, Natasha's got your back. Reaching out to private sector, we can make some of those connections for you. So we are here and ready to help you in whatever way you need. And we look forward to really showcasing all of your various businesses, products, etc., particularly around the holiday season for some of you that would be great stocking stuffers. So thank you again as well to our judges. You are incredibly busy. It means the world that you've spent the either morning or afternoon or evening with us and joining us to provide this great feedback to our pitchers. So thank you so much, judges. And thank you to everyone who's tuned in today. Reminder, you have a lot of power from purchasing standpoint. You can showcase and amplify these businesses and all of these incredible women leaders who are literally changing the world. So this is your call. Our ask to you is to really continue to amplify all of these incredible women and the businesses that they are building so boldly. That is all the time that we have for today. Congratulations to all. Have a great afternoon, great evening, and let's keep changing the world through entrepreneurship. Super inspiring. Thanks again, everyone.